Hi, this is Robert with Current SCM. In this video, I'm going to introduce some helpers around working in multi-currencies and executing work where you might be buying and transacting in different currencies from your home currency. So in this example, our project, we're in sort of in the setup in the terms, and we can see that the default project currency is Canadian dollars, CAD. And a reality for many Canadian companies that you are purchasing items from the US and other countries quite often. So to facilitate, sort of transacting and making sure that we're accounting for, costs both at the cost at the transaction level as well as being able to aggregate properly, we've built some helpers. So flipping over to our reporting area, I'm going to quickly highlight a couple things. The first, sort of helpers are we have called our Project Forex Transaction Integrity Report. And this essentially flags any items where we have an order currency and project currency that don't align and that the exchange rate is at a flat 1-to-1, which is highly unlikely to happen. So this sort of gives us a hit list of things we need to go and address. So let's go and actually look at one, and then we'll look at some other reports. So within the orders, this is typically where it's important. Currency also comes into play when we're evaluating maybe a bid from one country against another bid from another country. Going into our bill of materials, the system's already flagging me that we're working in a transaction that's marked at a different currency than our project currency. So in this case, I'm going to go and I'm going to evaluate and update our exchange rate. So through the life cycle of a project, it might be normal to update the exchange rate a couple times, from a planning through early execution for forecasting. And then finally, depending on your accounting rules, when we settle, we might set the final exchange rate for the transaction. So I'm going to select all the rows I wanted to update, click on our exchange rate helper. I'm just going to type 1.25 CAD, Canadian dollars to USD, US dollars, submit, and save. So at this point, we're seeing that the while we're buying still in US dollars, it's we have our unit price subtotal in USD. We're now starting to see a project currency subtotal. Importantly, this is the number that will be used when we're reporting project-wide reports. It just brings the currencies from all different transactions back to the home project currency. Going back to our reports, I'll show you a couple other helpers. So we have a financial overview view set up in our order items report. So from here, again, we can sort of see both costs for everything that we're buying on the project from a subtotal and committed cost at the transaction level to a project currency back into CAD. And in these cases where we're seeing these US dollar transactions priced at the same amount in CAD, is another way to sort of hone in that we don't have things quite right. So I hope that helps sort of describe multi-currency. In summary, the project will have a home currency. Individual transactions can be priced at a local currency, and it's important to set your exchange rates so that way when you report cost at an aggregate level, you are sort of comparing apples to apples. I hope that helps, and we'll see you on the next video.